Hello, everyone. I'm Marian Tanvir. I'm the program manager at Asia Foundation in Singapore, and my colleagues and I are delighted to welcome you today to join the mentor orientation session for STEM ConnectHER. We are so grateful to all our wonderful partners who have helped support this program and are volunteering, and people like you who are volunteering their time. Special shout out to our colleagues from Microsoft, and Pratt & Whitney and sister companies that are here today. And we just extend our deepest appreciation for your commitment and time to this program. Your presence here signifies a profound commitment to fostering diversity and inclusion in STEM. And we hope that you'll find that, your journey in this mentorship transcends beyond just career advice. We believe that, you can become confidants and cheerleaders and champions who will have an opportunity to have a huge impact on the trajectory of young minds by sharing your invaluable experience and insightful perspectives. You can open doors that were previously unimaginable to a lot of people in the Asia Pacific region. So we hope you find this session to be informative and it'll help you familiarize with the platform that we're using for mentoring. And we'll also be sharing tools and resources that are going to be available to you as mentors. Now, here's the agenda for today's meeting. Yeah. So before we start, if I can invite everyone to turn their cameras on, because we'd like to have a group photo with everyone. So if people are comfortable turning on their cameras, we'd like to do a group picture. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to get set, and then maybe we can take a group picture. So Apurva, let us know when you've had a chance to take one. Should I stop sharing? Will that help? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay. We start. Okay. All right,
Sorry.
so
Yeah.
we're going to start the. Okay, great, thanks. So we're going to start the program. I'm going to give you a brief introduction of who we are, what the Asia Foundation does, and of the program, of the overall program. And then my colleague Shane from Tex will give you a run through how the platform works, and that we can have Q&A, but please feel free throughout the session. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat box, and we'll try to address them as we go along or towards the end. So let's get started. So the Asia Foundation is a international a nonprofit development organization. So is my slide moving? Can you guys see it? Okay, it's a bit slow. And we're headquartered in San Francisco, but we have we work in 20 countries across Asia Pacific with 18 permanent offices. We've been around for over 70 years, and we work in a broad range of areas, ranging from good governance, empowering women, expanding economic opportunity, climate action, and international relations. But increasingly, we've been working a lot on issues related to the digital economy, particularly related to the digital divide, as rapid technological growth and economic change has affected how economies and societies look. There's unequal access to future skills. There's fragmentation of skills development. And in response to these changes, we've established the Future Skills Alliance, which is basically a collective impact platform for public and private sector partners to come together and provide future skills to the most vulnerable people of this region. And we provide these skills at scale. So we try and reach as many people as we can. We're doing this through a range of pathways, starting from very basic digital skills and reading skills. This is geared towards children, This is our Let's Read program. Then we have something similar, which is basic digital skills, so people can access digital economy, which is geared towards adults. And then we have a Skills to Work program that upskills women and unemployed youth so they can either re-enter or switch jobs within digital economy and get more higher paying or better opportunities with that the digital economy is offering. And finally, we have an Accelerate her program, which is basically digital skills for MSMEs and SMEs owned and run by women. And we're going to be looking at the STEM ConnectHER program, which basically provides mentorship and professional development opportunities for young women, so they can access careers and opportunities in the STEM field. We've already run one pilot of this program that was started in 2022 to 2023. It was run in 11 countries. We had about 500 participants, and we targeted early in career women. This is the second round of that we've adapted based on the feedback that we received. And I'll tell you a bit more about this program. Now, why did we develop this program? I guess because you're all working in this field, are probably really aware of the issue of the digital divide that exists. The underrepresentation of women in the fields of STEM that exists, particularly in the fields of engineering and information technology, where less than 30% of women tend to be participating in these careers. And as you can see from this graph, which is from the World Economic Forum Gender Gap Report, that compared to other careers, women's participation is less than 30% globally, and it tends to decline really rapidly as we move up the career ladder. And this tends to happen for many reasons. The challenges that women face in STEM are multifaceted. For instance, in India, we conducted a report that showed that 81% of the respondents felt like they dropped out of STEM careers because they didn't have role models, female role models like themselves, people that they could relate to. So having access to mentors or role models on networks is a really important aspect in ensuring that women not only enter, but thrive in STEM careers. And this has been documented by several organizations that have done research on this topic. The fact that having access to formal and informal networks makes a huge difference. And there are many reasons why networks work. It gives women's work visibility, provides them with skills and knowledge that they may need. They get access to peer support, role models. So there are many reasons why networks work. And based on this guiding principle that having access to networks is important, we have designed the STEM ConnectHER program, which is basically a regional network that's supporting women that are still in school and about to enter their professional careers, to ensure that they not only study or enter educational institutions that teach STEM, but make sure that once they graduate, they successfully enter STEM careers and continue to thrive in them. And the way that we've structured is that we're working with private sector partners like yourself. Then we have nonprofit partners from the nonprofit sector, some government entities, and then we are managing and implementing. The Asia Foundation is managing this program. Our target countries, even though participants from all over Asia Pacific are welcome to avail the resources that we have, but we're targeting most of our in-person events will be happening in Japan, Singapore, Korea, Malaysia, and India. So that's where the focus is. And we're offering these 5 tracks through which we will be providing support and resources to women. The first is industry speaker series, where we draw upon seasoned professionals, people with certain years of experience, who can share not only professional skills, but also technical skills with our participants. This will be a monthly webinar, which is open to participants from all over the Asia Pacific. And then there's a corporate cross-regional mentor network, which you all will be a part of, where we'll be offering not only one-on-one mentorship, but also group mentoring. And this will all be done virtually on our platform, which we will talk about more in a bit. We're also providing learning resources. We have a whole curated library of skills and courses that our participants have access to. Again, these have been generously given by our corporate partners. We're also offering job readiness skills in some of our markets. It's a course that's been designed by Common Purpose, which is a UK-based education company. And now this time in this phase, we're offering something new, which is site visits. This will be an in-person live event where women from who are studying STEM in our focus countries can actually can come for an office tour of our corporate partners and get to meet professionals, have a sense of what a transition from school to working in STEM looks like. They can receive tech demos or speak to other professionals and get a real life experience of what working in STEM looks like. And finally, there's this aspect of creating the STEM ConnectHER community, the platform that we are using to create the mentoring and this community allows for participants to reach out and connect with peers from across the region, ask questions, share insights, share updates on events, make connections. We'll also be posting job opportunities, internship opportunities, etc. on this board. So this is what the structure of the program looks like. I'm happy to answer if there are any questions related to the program. Otherwise, we can move on to an overview, which my colleague from TEX, Shane, is going to give you. You can forget about clunky emails or awkward introductions because TEX is the way the platform is structured. It's very secure and streamlined, and it's very user-friendly. And I'll let Shane give you an overview.
Perfect. Hi, everybody. And thank you for the great introduction and happy to be here. So TEX, as has been described, the experience exchange is all about people being able to share their capabilities and experience with others, and the mentoring is a big part of that. But it's also peer-to-peer, it's mentor to mentee, it's used in a lot of ways, but hopefully you'll find it nice and simple. Everything is contained in one place, and you should be able to hopefully navigate it pretty simply and easily. So just want to make sure that I can share screens. I'm just going to pop up a startup screen here, see if we can do that, and just make sure that's coming through okay. All right. So that's all good. You can all see that, I'm assuming. So no doubt you would have been given this URL, which is this one here, which is STEM ConnectHER Home. So when you go through this, you'll be able to go to the sign up page. And if you click on the sign up, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you through a very quick onboarding, and then we're going to walk through about 10 minutes of sort of the features and functionality of the platform, and then we'll go through a bit of Q&A. So feel free to drop them into the chat, and we'll go through as we go. So in the sign up process, you'll click on sign up, and you will use your, we prefer to use your work email address if you can. I'm going to put a demo one in here so that we can just take you through the process. The demo, the author intake, the sign up process is pretty straightforward. You will get a request to verify your email. And I'm just going to go and make sure that comes through. Here we go. It should come through to whatever address you're doing. I'm going to confirm my account. 1 second. And we just drop that in here. There we go. Oh, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Sorry, 1 second. Just share the screen properly. Oh, that didn't pop into the right place. Let me just check that again. Okay, resend that. I put the verification link in the wrong place. My apologies, team. We're going to try it a different way. So I'm going to have to jump out and try it again. What would be the best way to do that? I think I've got a verification problem there. Anyway.
Okay. Let me just try. If you can share the same screen.
My apologies, team. I'm just going to go back. share screen. It's dropped me into this one. Oh, look, that's fine. So look, what we're going to do, I'll run through the demonstration process, because what's happened is with that verification process, it automatically sends you through. You'll go through an onboarding process. It's going to ask you a few questions about what you're here to do. Apologies, I can't run you through that right now. So I'm going to move on to the demo of the actual platform. But you will run through that onboarding and you'll end up with your homepage, and then we can work that through. Now, once you get to your homepage, you will be able to do a number of things. Now, the first thing we want you to do is to focus on your profile. Now, you can draw in from LinkedIn. There'll be a button from LinkedIn where you can suck in your existing data, which will give all that experience, etc., which allows you to show, the sort of stuff where you've worked, all those normal things you'd expect it to be. And then when you look at your profile, they will be there, but you can actually see them. You see me jump over here. When I look at my profile, it'll bring in my experience and my certifications, etc., as part of that process. But to get to that, you will go to this. The first page you'll come to is setting up your profile. So you can import that, which is great, and then just close that off, and then you'll be back into there. Now, you can also put in any other details of your experience that you want to, and change those out to whatever you want to add there. So once you've done your profile, you can then look at the skill sets that you have. Now, the skills are about you being able to describe to your mentees the capabilities that you have. So the way this works is that we use a group called the Lightcast, and Lightcast polls about 4 million job ads every week. And they take from those job ads the skills that are required for any particular role. So if you put a role in here of, let's say, Chief Strategy Officer, whatever your role is, if you're an HR person, or if you can choose anything you want. As you can see, it's got a number of items in here. It will search through and say, well, every time that role is advertised, these are the typical skill sets that we expect in that role. And then you can just add these to your profile. You'll see on the right-hand side, these blue ones are ones that I already have. And if I add additional ones in here, you'll just see it will just add it onto that list. And once I've added the skills that I want on my list, I can go to my competency rating. And competency is a skill set of, is a rating of 1 being novice and 5 being expert. And it's a self-rating. So you decide where you sit on that spectrum. Whether you think you're a novice at this area or an expert in this area. And you also decide whether you want to learn that skill or share the skill, or both. Now, given that most of you are mentors, you'll be sharing your skills, but you can also, for your own purposes, make sure, well, you can add into this that you want to learn those skills as well. So if you do want to do some peer-to-peer stuff, you can also do that. So you'll learn, you add into share, and these share skills are what will start to build out the profile of what you're sharing with your with the mentees. Okay. So then when you look at your skill set, you'll see, if I look at my skills here, you'll see all these profiles of these skills and the self-rating that I've given myself. So these are the ones I'm learning, and here's all the skills that I'm sharing. And everyone will be different as to what they learn and what they share. So the next thing I want you to do in your profile, if you can, is to look at your calendar availability. Now, with your availability, when you link your calendar, because I've jumped into edit the accounts, I've set up my own account here, but you'll be able to link in your Google account or your 365 account, whichever calendar account you want to link. You link it through here, and then you determine what days of the week you want to make yourself available. And you can edit that by just literally dragging and dropping and saying, I'm going to make myself available, for all these times, but I'm not going to make myself available. For example, I'm going to turn off Mondays because on Mondays I've got other work and I don't want to do mentoring, but every other day I'm going to make myself available as much as possible. Now, when you make yourself available, it doesn't mean you're going to get booked every single hour of that time. All it does is we've got a thing called, in the background, there's a synchronization between the diaries on the platform, your diary, and your mentor's diary. So what happens is a mentee will come on and say, hey, Shane, I want to meet with Shane. It'll look at my diary. It'll look at my availability. If I've got other meetings with other business and other things I do, they cannot book me for those times. So it'll only show times that I have available. It won't interrupt my normal daily business or my normal activity. So don't be worried about the fact that even though I may be available on Thursdays, if I've got other business, it will not dominate. So it'll just say that Shane's not available at that time. So feel free in this availability to put in as many hours as you would like, or particularly the times of the day, or even that you want to be able to do that. So I can save those rules, and those rules are saved, and that will be part of my day. You can also, as part of your profile, when it comes to your organizations that you belong to. Now, in this case, I'm involved in a number of organizations, but in this particular case, for TAFE, you'll be in the STEM ConnectHER program, which will show up in here. The other thing you can do is that when you look at your capability and your skills that you want to share, you can bundle those skills under what we would call a service. So, because as we know, often we've got a lot of skills when you talk about something, when you're doing mentoring, it won't necessarily be just one single skill. So services allow you to sort of capture those if you want to. Now, we set some standard ones up, which is just an introductory call, etc. when you onboard. So you have one of these automatically built, or two of these automatically built for you. You don't have to use them, they're not compulsory. So it's just up to you to have a look. But feel free to have a look through that, and hopefully that will show you how to do that. Now, once you've done that, you'll come back to your home page, and your home page will be able to show you within your STEM ConnectHER group, there'll be a bunch of people in here that'll be the experts within your community. Now, these are peers, or all of you mentors will all have a profile in here, and you'll be able to see other profiles within the STEM TAFE program. Now, this is a exclusive and closed group. It's not public, so this is only people within the program can see these profiles. The other thing that you'll see in here, which is important, is you'll see requests in here. So your mentees, they'll be putting up their requests to say, hey, I'm looking for help with X or Y, and you'll be able to look at this and you'll say, you can chat with them and say, yes, I think I can help that person. So you can communicate directly here with those mentees. Okay, and that's kind of how that would happen. You can also, now they're mostly going to be booking with you, but you can actually reach out to them directly as well, as I say. Okay. Right, what else we got? So in terms of your profile, once you've done your profile, you'll see that, and you can view your profile as you'll see, if you look at your profile, it looks different from what it is when you're editing it, but this is what the people looking at you would see. You'll see that those services I talked about would be in here, and it says it's got different information about your engagement and active connections of who I am, etc. Okay, and the groups that I'm involved with. The next session I wanted to quickly show on is in your home site here is the experts, the skills, and the requests. You've seen that you can get to skills in different places. If you want to add that skill profile I just talked about further, you've got the skills navigator down here. This manage my skills is that same thing. I was just showing you about how you would then adjust and change that if you want to. Below that, we have the external pages that are available that can take you out to the resources, and these resource tabs are there for you to be able to look at. So if you look in here, you'll see all of the partners that have got resources available. They're all here for you to look through, okay, and support your activity here. If I go back, you'll see also on this page, if we scroll down here, there are next steps for mentors. So there's a bunch of information about here about how to be, that might support you on your journey, first time mentoring, you know, all that sort of stuff, and help along that as you go along that process. All right, look, I'm going to pause there and just see if there's any questions. It's pretty much, oh no, sorry, I haven't done a session. So let me just run through a session. I forgot about that. So managing a session, this is important, obviously. Now, when we have, you know, when someone books us, the sessions come to us, and then you will approve that session and you'll join it. So I'm going to do that in reverse, and I'm going to show you what it's like if I want to find someone and I want to talk to an expert. In this case, I'm going to pick on Kanal. I'm going to book Kanal because he works for us. So I'm going to book Kanal and say, hi, Kanal. And this is a test session. And you'll see that what we're able to do here is that it could be a one-to-one or a one-to-many. I can invite other people to that meeting if I wanted to. Let's say I invited my colleague Darren, and I'm going to pick a time here at 12 o'clock. You'll see that's the time available. I'm going to go next. And you as a mentor can set up so that you can ask the mentee a question before the session. So you get an idea of the sort of thing they may be wanting to ask you. I'm going to go test question here. And then I'm going to book the session. Now what happens is Kanal will get a request via his email, and he'll get it on the platform. And it will come up and say, on Kanal's side, you'll see here it says pending, because Kanal has to approve that. You as a mentor will get that via email. You get to read it, and then if you accept the meeting, it will come up here and it will become one that's accepted, and therefore you can manage that. And when it's ready to go, instead of it saying upcoming, this upcoming symbol here will turn to join. 10 minutes before the session, you can join it. You do it all on platform. You don't have to go off to Zoom or go off to Teams or go off to another platform. You just join from here, and the session is held directly on here. Okay. Now, the other thing that you can do, of course, is when we have a session, you'll see these are the upcoming sessions. I've got past sessions, and I've got notes and actions in here. And every session that you have, we have a survey at the end of that session. And the reason we do that is to, one, manage the environment that we're in, so we get to rate what the session was like with the mentor and the mentee. We get to take notes, and we can also have actions for our next session. So if you've got someone that you're working with, and you might have a mentor session for, say, 6 or 7 times, or might be once or twice, you've got notes, so you can come back to these notes, and you always know what you've had in that session. Okay, so you can look at past sessions. I could look at the survey. I can go and look at the details of a session just by doing that. I could also rebook that person, for example, if I wanted to. And here's all the sessions I've had over time. And the upcoming ones, I say, they're just sitting here. One's pending, that one's approved. And when that one's ready, that will be there. And that's just the new managed sessions. Right, so I'm going to pause there, and hopefully I've given you a very quick snapshot of how that operates. My apologies about that onboarding path. It's very quick. I'm sure you'll find it very straightforward to do. I'll just pause there for now.
Do we have any questions? Does anyone have any questions or clarifications that they would like regarding the platform or the program?
I have a quick question, Maureen. It's Caroline McGrath here.
Okay.
Hey, so I've been trying to pull in, let me turn my camera on. I can. I've been trying to pull in my LinkedIn profile, and I got the text team sent me some instructions, and I listened carefully to what Shane just let me know, brief the group, and I'm still not able to do it. I'm wondering if you can just walk through that one more time really quickly, if that's okay.
Sure. So I'm going to be able to get a new view, but basically when you go, it's all right. When you go into your profile, you're under experience and education. There will be a tab here that allows you to import. Yeah, it doesn't show mine because I've already got mine operating. I've already done it, so it's not there. But there should be a tab here that says import LinkedIn. Then when you do that, you put in your URL. So you have to add. It'll ask you for a URL that looks like linkedin.com/in/Shane Grove. You drop that into it, it goes and grabs it, and then it will say import, and then it gives you a screen that will show you what of that do you want to bring in, and you should be able to bring it all in, or you can choose it all or bring it out, and that will just populate. So is that not happening when you do that?
It isn't, but I'll go back and try again. Maybe I just need to restart my browser, but yeah, I can check it out. Thank you for doing that again. I appreciate it.
Okay, please send us a note, Caroline. I'm happy to help you through that if that's not operating properly.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't really show that, unfortunately, right where I am, because
That's okay. Thank you.
Hi, Shane. This is Peter Lee from Micron. I had a question on the calendar part. I think you showed how you would fill in the availability dates. Do we do that for every week, or is there kind of like a default calendar schedule that we put in?
You just put your default in, and then remember that that just sets the rule base so that when people try to book you, that it only looks at calendar spaces within the parameter you set. So, for example, if you said Monday to Friday and you just said 1 o'clock till 6 o'clock p.m. every day, then that's the only time that we will look for spots with you. Any other time it won't look. If you make it, the more available you make it, then the more likely we're going to get people being able to coordinate will be, you'll be able to meet with them. But because you're the mentor, you and most of our mentors are busy, so it's really up to you to determine what availability you want to provide. But as I say, when I talk about availability, I don't mean commitment. I mean it's just the time that you would like to have those sorts of meetings within your work day or post your work day. So it's entirely up to you, Peter, to determine.
Yeah, I just had a question about, let's say I do have a default, let's say Monday from 3 to 5 that I'm usually open, but this particular week I have a meeting there, and there's a way you can customize that. Yeah,
so what happens is that's exactly right. If that's the day that you particularly want to be available for sharing, if you've got a meeting in that time, that's perfectly fine. All that will happen is if I went to try and book you, you just wouldn't be available. So it wouldn't come up. So any meeting, that's what the coordinate synchronization diary does. When you put your, first thing you do is, see this here, it says calendar accounts. As soon as you edit your accounts and you put an account that you want to add in here, whatever work account you're using or calendar account you're using, it will automatically go to that calendar and coordinate with it, and it will say, sure, Shane's picked those hours, but he's not available at 3 o'clock because he's already got another meeting. So it won't be shown as available to me if I'm trying to book you. So I won't see that time because you've already blocked it out. This is exactly what you're seeing here. These here, I mean, I can open these up like this. I can make these available, but literally if someone tries to book me, when it goes to my Shane@text.calendar, and I've got meetings in here, this will just appear blank when you try to book me. I won't be available because it's already seen that I'm not available that day. But next week I might be. What I'm saying is just giving the framework, not the actual calendar, if you know what I mean.
Got it. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Shane.
Yeah. So it's a coordinated thing. It's from a company called Chronify. Complex amount of stuff goes in behind that, but anyway, it works. And also, by the other thing too is don't forget to set your country date, right? Because you've got, your time is important. The time zone is important because we've got multiple time zones to dealing with. A couple of chats there, those chats questions. Not sure.
No, just comments, and Kunal is sharing some useful information. He's shared his email and the URL that you can use to directly go to the text platform to sign up. I don't see any questions so far. Any other questions? I think was someone asking a question? Sorry, I can't see if anyone's hand's raised. We'll just give another minute to see if there are any more questions, and then we can close out. So if you don't have any other questions, let's see, there's another message. Would mentors be able to communicate with each other on the platform as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So what you have, when you look at the homepage here, if you look at experts and the community, the first thing is the community here is where everybody can talk to each other. That's private community. So you can post in here. You can add, this is obviously you can publish it to all, the various groups you're involved in, but you publish your posts. You can share videos, you can share stories, you can do whatever you like, share papers. You can also find other experts. If you want to look for other experts, if you're a mentor and you want to talk to others within the community, you can do that. You can just chat with them here. You can also browse people as well. Like if you want to just find out, who else is in economics within the group, and it will show you all the people that are available in the group. And that's another way of looking and finding people. And I'd say it depends. Mostly the group on here are mentors as opposed to mentees, but we kind of look at everybody can learn and everybody can share. So, feel free to connect with each other as well. But that's perfectly normal and perfectly expected. The other thing we've got here under those experts is if you want to see all experts, you can search for particular groups. So there might be certifications you could be looking for. It could be within the program group, well, not so much the programs because you're all in one program. But if you want to find people in an area that's close to you, you only want to talk to people in a certain geography, all of that is available for you to do using the searching capability. So that's under that home tab. And if you look under home and then experts, and then you can search here on this right-hand side. Or you just scroll down through all the people in your group anyway. They're all through here. So you're happy for you to do it either way. There are also things you can explore with impact analysis. And this is like how much you're contributing to others, the type of sessions you're having, what you're known for. There's research and stuff in here, badges, upcoming events, all those sorts of things. Feel free to just explore around. Won't spend a lot of time on it now. There's a lot of stuff in there for people to look at.
Shane, could we also, I know that for some of our friends, colleagues here, this might be the first time that they're mentoring. I know we have some wonderful resources on the text platform that help people with how to mentor and how to be an effective, communication strategies when you're mentoring. Do you just want to quickly show them where these resources are on the platform?
Sure. So from here, you've got a partner resource page and you've got a speaker series. The first one, which is back to that home page. If you click on that home page, there's a resource button at the top. Under resources, there's partners and all that sort of good stuff there, which is from the group. But also, if I go back to the main page, we scroll down and just come down to next steps for mentors. You click on that. We've got some very good practical things to do about running a mentor session. Some great videos, some great first questions, how to structure your mentoring session with someone if you haven't done it before, or even if you have done it before. These are very good tutorials and guides. Like, for example, if I click on this guide, it will take you out to guides to mentoring, how to share your knowledge, 7 most effective questions that you can use. They're really, really helpful tools. Just have a look through them, gets you much more confidence by having that first conversation, breaks the ice, and it's a really good way to get a structured meeting with the mentee and drive some real outcomes.
There were 2 other questions, Shane. One regarding that when a mentee sends you a request, do you get a notification on your work email? And is there an app that can be used on the mobile phone for this platform?
You can get to this from your mobile by going to text.inc, and when you sign up, you will get it. It's not as rich and it's not designed specifically for mobile, but it does work in mobile. So you will get those notifications and you can do it. We find that if people try to have a video session on a mobile, it can get a little bit disorientating. So it's designed for the desktop, but at the same time, it does actually work. I'm sure that in a version shortly, we will actually have a fully mobile version of it. But anyway, it does work. And so the first part of the question was, I think there's another part to that question. I jumped into the mobile part.
Would you get notifications on your work email?
Yes, you get notification via email. And you will get down here, this upcoming sessions. You'll see on the right-hand side of the screen. If you do have a session, it will be showing up here. You see here, it says upcoming sessions. This is your homepage. Whenever you come to your homepage, this is where all your sessions will be. Okay, so you'll see them there, and you can just join them and action them from here. But yes, you get notice on your email as well.
Okay. All right, I'll quickly just share, next steps from here and just give you an update where we stand, in terms of recruiting students and where the program is so far. Just give me a second. Shane, if you're done, can I just share my screen?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll just stop sharing. There you go.
Right, so we're in the process of recruiting students from our partner institutions here. I can give you an update where we are. In Singapore, we're recruiting from, tier 2 schools, and we're specifically targeting ITE and Temasek Poly. In Malaysia, we're also working with MDEC, and we're recruiting from UNIMAS and MSU. I know my colleague from Korea and Japan are here, and maybe they can tell you about the schools that we're recruiting from there. Sunmi and Noriko, if you're still here, would you mind sharing quickly which schools we're recruiting from?
Yes, Marin. In Korea, we have an implementing partner to mobilize students. So the organization is called WeSet, and they have pretty much of good network with the female students in STEM area. So there is no specific the university, but we are mobilizing just general university students across the country, but mostly they are in Seoul or metropolitan areas. I hope this helps.
We already have some students from Korea on the platform. Noriko, if you're still here, would you want to share an update for Japan?
Yes,
Not sure.
thank you for Japan. We have we are targeting Tsukuba University and University of Tokyo, Autonomous University, Ritsumeikan, and Kyoto Women's University. And we also have some target universities in the tier 2 areas that we are still working on and trying to reach them through a partner called Steve Inc. in Japan.
Right. So thanks, Noriko. So we will be updating through recruiting through February, and our official launch of the program is in March. And I suspect around about that time, you will start receiving requests for mentoring. There might be some before that as students slowly come on board. But it may be a couple of weeks before you actually start getting requests, in case I'm sure you're all excited to start this process, but you may have to be a little bit more patient for a few weeks. The important thing is, because I know as of now, we had about 50 people attend this session, but we do not have 50 people on the text platform. So it seems like not all of you have yet set up your accounts on the platform. I hope today's session helped you, guided you through how to do that. Kunal has also shared the link, which you can directly click, and it'll take you to the page where you can set up your account. The important thing is you need to have that account set up before people can get in touch with you. And if you have any questions, our email address is here. Feel free to reach out to us. We look forward to having you, working with you, and I hope this would be a rewarding experience for you, and you can make long-lasting connections, and you find this to be something that you enjoy and find meaningful as well. So thank you so much. We really appreciate the time you took out today, and we look forward to making a positive change together. Thank you.
Thanks, Maureen.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.